Okay, Jasmine, the baby sounds really good. Looks like the baby's growing well and everything's doing fine. Let you sit up and then we'll talk a little bit. Tell me, do you have any questions right now, Tim or Jasmine, either one?
Yes, ma'am. I was worried about the baby crying.
Worried about the baby crying. Well, that's a good thing to worry about. A lot of babies cry a lot. Some babies cry just a little bit. Other babies cry a whole lot. And we don't always know whether our baby's going to be one that cries a bunch or not. But we do have some things we can talk about today that might help you with that. Would you like to talk about that a little more?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you worried about that too, Tim?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. It's hard to be the dad sometimes and not know what to do when the baby's crying, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm glad you asked questions about the baby crying because I actually wanted to go over some information with you today. I have this little pamphlet here and I'll give it to you to take home. And what I want you to look at is the things that you can do to help soothe your baby when your baby cries. We know that all babies are going to cry, okay, no matter what we do. So what we want to do is we want to go down this little checklist here. First of all, have I fed the baby? Is the baby hungry? Does the baby need to burp? Sometimes just burping the baby will make a big difference. Is my baby too tired? Maybe I just need to hold or cuddle the baby. Is my baby crying because they're sick? We might need to check the temperature. We might need to make sure that we've looked for other signs that might let us know that we needed to take the baby into the doctor. Is the baby bored or has the baby had too much activity? Sometimes babies will cry because they've been stimulated too much. Everybody in the family has come over, they've all held the baby, and the baby's tired. So what we want to do is we want to have a plan in place, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And that plan, if you make that plan now, you're going to do a lot better than trying to figure out what the plan is when you're frustrated because the baby just won't quit crying. So what we want to do is we can use these things right here. The first thing to do is to just stop, relax, take some deep breaths, and remember, this is normal. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with my baby. Then we can also use the 10-foot rule. That means put 10 feet between me and my crying baby so that I have time to kind of put myself in timeout, okay? And I have time to recollect myself. Maybe you can take a break. Maybe you can call a friend. Maybe you could ask someone else to take the baby. Maybe, Jasmine, you could ask Tim to take the baby for a few minutes and let you just have some quiet time. Or the other way around, if maybe Tim's had the baby and the baby's been crying a long time. Going for a walk, taking the baby out in the stroller, they love the motion. So just being able to get outside, and it calms everybody's nerves. And sometimes babies kind of feed on our emotions too. We get frustrated and upset. We want to cry. They want to cry with us. So sometimes just taking a break will help that a lot. And then, of course, you can always talk to your pediatrician if you need to. And if everything that you've checked is fine and you've tried all those things, you don't have anyone else to call or you just don't know what else to do, I want you to call the parent hotline right here. And I'm going to give you this pamphlet that has a magnet on the back. And if you'll just put that on your refrigerator, then anytime you get in trouble and you feel like you need someone to talk to, all you have to do is go and call that 1-800 number, and it won't even cost you anything. Somebody's there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can call them and get some extra help, and they can talk you through some of these very same things. And I also want you to share this plan with your family members and with anyone that's going to be helping keep your baby, because anybody who's going to be taking care of your baby needs to know these same things you know to check on the baby first and then what to do if everything's okay. The other thing that I want you to do is to just remind yourself that you're doing a good job. And the fact that you're here and you're concerned about your baby and you're asking these questions right now lets me know that you want to be good parents and you want to do what's best for your baby. So I have no fears in that. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, ma'am. I was wondering, a friend of mine said it was okay to walk out and leave the baby laying on the bed. Is that safe?
Well, as long as you put your baby in a safe environment, maybe put the baby in the crib and you've already checked the baby's needs, it's fine to give yourself a little break. You know that the baby's not hurt or sick or anything. It's okay to do that. You can check back on your baby every 10 or 15 minutes and make sure everything's going okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
I heard babies can cry up to 4 hours a day and still be healthy. I wonder why they stay up in the middle of the night like that and just don't go back to sleep.
Well, that's a great question. I guess we all wish we knew the answer to that. But a lot of times babies do get their clock backwards, okay? And so sometimes they'll sleep during the day while you're awake, and then when you're trying to sleep at night, they're awake and want to play. And it takes a little while sometimes for them to get their clock right and adjusted to yours. But it's a normal thing, and it is fine, and a lot of babies do cry many hours of the day, but that doesn't last a long period of time. If you can just make it through it, you'll have a baby that'll be sleeping through the night, hopefully before long.
Okay.
The other thing that I want you to do today is I want you to make a commitment to your baby. And I want you to make a commitment to your baby for your baby to be safe. And so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you fill out your baby's name right here. And I want each one of you to sign here saying that you have received this information that I've given you, that you understand it, and that you will promise to your baby that you will call that hotline number if you need any help. Never, never shake your baby. Even shaking your baby just a tiny bit can cause really, really bad problems for their growth and their development and their brain. So always just put your baby down and keep your baby safe.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to have you watch this DVD that we have all about having a plan. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, we'll get that taken care of and then you'll be set.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.